So it seems like once you had the idea, like you had a vision, like, so you were like, was it podcasting or was it like more production, video, or was it like podcasting? I want to start my own podcast.
I think, honestly, I don't think I had like a set vision. I think I just had an idea of what I wanted to do.
And what was that?
And just do the podcast, right? And then the vision started growing. And once we started having guests and I started talking to entrepreneurs, and I'm sure you've seen this, like you get inspired by people.
Sure. Oh yeah, 1000%. Yeah. They say things that you don't even know, like you know what I mean, like, and inspires you to, you know, kind of move in a different way. Yeah. Absolutely, definitely.
And just kind of hearing their stories, a lot of the time it resonated. Like I resonated with what they were going through, and it made me think like, well, maybe I can do something more than just a podcast. And that's when the idea of the production company kind of got into my head. And again, I don't know anything about.
Yeah. So is that when you reached out to Sal?
Kind of. I had mentioned it to him.
I got a phone call. Yeah. And I think it was just, you know, that thought in his head. And he's like,
but it was
hey,
like
man.
Expansion of what his thought was initially, right?
Yeah. Like, you know, he had already started the podcast and he's like, Sal, you know what? Next year we're going to do this. And I was like, oh shit.
Did you take him for serious at that time?
I did.
You did?
Like,
nice.
just his tone.
You could hear it in his voice or something,
but
huh?
I think also because of the fact, like he's already taken those big steps in the podcast. And that,
so you had to take him for
that
real.
kind of built the confidence,
Sure.
you know, and like, oh shit, he can make this happen. And I think from seeing that and also kind of dabbling it in myself, like I thought, that's awesome stuff that I want to be involved in. So
as an outside entity, because I mean, you're friends and you've probably seen him grow, you know, behind the scenes, but like, what was like some metrics that you took into account, like to actually partner up and say, okay, let's do that? Like, was it the views, or was it like just his charisma in general, or was it like his work ethic, you know?
No, I think just kind of being a part of the growth and seeing
nice.
like where they started. I mean, you guys should have seen it was the first episode with
right. He's got to start somewhere.
Something like this, but I mean, cameras. A lot closer, just confined.
If somebody walked in,
grainy quality,
they would have thought we were doing something else.
So yeah, like jumping in and seeing that, and then just seeing how passionate he was about that. I think that's something that, you know, I've been in retail for a long time, and you know, I've gotten special training and stuff from the companies that I work with, and I think it always boils down to when you're looking for talent, you can't train somebody to be passionate. And you could see that when he got involved with this project and what he's been doing. Right. And I think that's really what kind of grabbed me. And I was like, shit, like, yeah, we can definitely make this work.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's good. And it's your friend, like a friend too, like an acquaintance, somebody you know, not just a random business partner that you know meet and kind of have to collaborate with. That's another level too, man. That's great, man. That's great.